I think it's a fireable offence if an organisation asks you to come into their office and no one shows up.
Hello, I've got John Bedwany with me. Welcome back again, John.
Hi, John.
Hey, John, it's, marketing challenge number 2 in a B2B environment
Yes.
that you put on the table is the issue of sales leads not being followed up.
Correct.
And it's a big issue, isn't it? I've seen lots of organisations where marketing, it's the biggest issue between marketing and sales. Hey, we've done all this work on generating leads and you guys aren't following them up.
Correct. So let's just look at the damage that causes. Okay. The problem we've got in the industry is, whether we like it or not, a lot of the marketing leads are not of the highest quality, and yet a lot of them are of the highest quality. As soon as you run a campaign where a customer says, yes, come in and see me, and the salesman does not come and see me, what does that mean? What does that do to the relationship?
If it happened to me and I got interest in something, nobody talks to me.
Burns the brand, right?
Absolutely.
So a couple of
Why would I talk to the organisation again?
Correct. A couple of key things here. What we found is, shockingly, 50% of all leads that are generated by marketing are never followed up by the sales organisation or the channel organisation.
And I'll reaffirm that I've seen numbers like that in a lot of organisations.
Correct. So let me give you a bit of an analogy. You have a barbecue. You prepare your home. You go to an expense of getting your food and your drinks. Everybody's ready. No one shows up. How would you feel?
If they were friends, some level of friendship would be lost, wouldn't it?
Correct. And yet we're doing this. What is it doing to your brand? We have a social responsibility and we have an economic responsibility to make sure that if any customer or prospect asks us to walk into their office, whether it's a qualified lead or not, somebody has to follow up. So we need to make sure we have a closed loop lead management process between sales and marketing. We are one organisation. We need to make sure that when we're planning this campaign, that the organisations in the context that we're going to cover has a catcher, a sales catcher, a pre-sales catcher, so that they are aware. So when the opportunity comes, they can take the opportunity and they can actually follow it up. And then from then, it's up to whether it's qualified or not.
And based on the earlier discussions we've had, it's not a one-off campaign anyway where you hit 1,000 people. It's part of a strategic process and you're building relationship through that process. And only when you get a relationship to the right level do you pass it on to the salesperson. And therefore, it is, in the old terms, qualified. It is in a form that the salesperson can do something with it.
And you're on a very good point. Multi-touch marketing, multi-touch selling. A lot of the sellers will not take an appointment if there's no opportunity. Yet this is one of the most powerful things to do. Before the customer wants to buy something, there's a face-to-face engagement. They get to see who you are, they get to see your eyes, they get to touch your soul. So we need to make sure that these sellers understand the power of getting in earlier in the sales cycle. And if there's no opportunity, pass it back to the marketing organisation and they'll continue to nurture it, so that when there is opportunity, they go, Jack, welcome back, or Jackie, welcome back. Now I'm ready to buy from you.
And you just said continue to nurture it. What you're really saying there is don't have the one-off campaign. They didn't respond. Let's forget about them. And one day in the future, we'll call them up with another one-off campaign. It's build the relationship.
Build the relationship, strategic sales and marketing coverage based on how the customer wants to be integrated with.
Okay, and the net result from what you're saying is you're no longer going to have 50% of people not being followed up by the sales guy. All this lead generation effort that the marketing people have put in won't be wasted and you'll get a much better return.
I think it's a fireable offence if an organisation asks you to come into their office and no one shows up.
It's a criminal offence, isn't
Absolutely.
it? Hey, if you're not following up with a customer, yes, it is a fireable offence.
It has to stop.
But the organisation has to put the strategy and mechanisms in place to make it happen.
Exactly right.
And to encourage people to do it. Otherwise, it's no longer a fireable offence, it's the organisation's
Exactly.
fault.
I go back to closed loop lead management process.
John, thank you very much. We'll move on next time to marketing challenge number 3.
Thank you, John.